Hi, Uloliwe readers. We are so excited to introduce you to the first opinion piece that is going to be recorded. Recorded. We're doing away with just, having words, but not completely, because we want to drive that interaction. Yeah,
sibe so si-exchange nyana a few yabona pictures.
So just to get us started, my name is Zanele Nunzimba, and joining me is my colleague. Oh, introduce yourself.
There, my name is Ntanta Ngugu. I'm an intern in the communication department, and one thing for sure, I'm the youth of the 90s.
So I'm representing the 80s. I'm representing the 80s. I was born in the 80s, love the 90s, but you know what? This is what is going to carry us through the 2000s.
Yeah, fixes.
What? Speaking of, the different generations, what I love about this month being June is that we are celebrating Youth Month, which
Yeah.
is one of the most important and significant. And I don't want to call it an event, but it's a day where we get to commemorate, the 1976 generation, those who really fought and struggled for us to
Yes.
be in a position that we are in today. We're free. We're
We
free. We are
fixes.
free. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And in commemoration, I tossed my wig aside. I'm getting all natural, as you can see, with my earrings.
I can see Big C's representing the 80s very well.
So some of us weren't born in 1976, in the 70s. Like I'm from the 80s generation. So we didn't really get to experience apartheid to its fullest. We may have, bits and pieces of memories during the 80s and the 90s, but it's our parents, who shared their stories about that history. Would you mind sharing, what your parents shared with you?
Okay, my parents gave me a little bit of information as I got more information from high school. So basically, I was just told that the youth of the 1976 were fighting for the youth that was present. They were fighting for education purposes. They wanted the subjects to be taught in English as they were taught in Africa. So basically, when I get to hear that story, it seems like they were teaching maths, physical science in Afrikaans. So the youth came together and saw it as a must to strike and fight the police so that they could be taught in English or their home language.
And with my family, they were in the struggle, and the history that they shared with me, it went in depth, because they were there. They were the ones throwing the stones, you know what I'm saying? They were fighting. They were fighting. And what made me sad was the fact that when I was in high school, we only started learning about South African history really in grade 11, grade 12. You know what I'm saying? And when it came to that part of history, 1976, we literally had a paragraph. A paragraph. And you think to yourself, how do you summarize what happened during that period in a mere paragraph?
Mere paragraph.
In a mere paragraph.
So thing is, they are limiting the information. Meanwhile, we should be getting the complete information. If you get to see us, the youth of today, we were not there, and we should be taught about all these things.
Do you
Yes.
feel that the generation of today is carrying the torch from, that 1976 generation? Especially when you think about things, fees must fall. Fees must fall. Do you feel that there are similarities, or
Yes.
are the generations so different that, we can't compare? We can't compare.
Thing is, the generation, yes, are different. We can't compare, but there are big similarities. if you check the fees must fall, it's tertiary students coming together, fighting for with the tertiary institutions so that they can reduce the fees, so that the fees must be free. But if you can check the objective behind, it's not like the one in 1976 where they were fighting for the whole country. So like now, it's like, yes, it's similar, but it's not completely. So the youth of today are not like the one that or the for 1976. If you can check that today, the youth is the major popularity of the country, but everyone is doing their thing. If you can check in terms of voting, the youth of today are not voting, and they are the ones that could be able to change the situation that we are facing right now in South Africa. So
That's a,
like, hey,
that's a scary thought that, there's a generation that's not even interested in voting
mm,
when our parents and grandparents fought so hard.
yeah, so it's like it's pointless because those people fought for us so that we could be living to better life today. So us, we only concentrating on technology and we don't really care about each other that much.
Oh, you know what you're saying right there? Right there is very significant. The fact that people are so technology driven right now that there's no space to really connect. That's a problem.
Mm,
That's a problem because now you're finding a situation where people are more individualistic,
mm,
you know, and yet that's not what Africa is about. We are supposed to be community based. We are
Right.
all about Ubuntu.
Mm,
And we are in an era where there's just no connection. There's just no human connection. It's more about we here, we here,
mm.
here all the time.
And when you look back then, there was no technology, there were no text. People were setting meetings, guys, we have to meet at a particular place at what time. They were spreading the message by themselves. And now for us, it could have been easy because we have technology to help us, guys. Let's work together on doing this, make campaigns. For us, it could have been easy because we have resources to communicate, to take through the message to the world quick.
Absolutely, absolutely. What, in your opinion, is the best way to do better as a people so that we go back to being a community, where instead of being individualistic? What do you think the first step should be?
I think the first step should be in the mindset fixes. Ne? We should all start to thinking similar. We should like it's a norm that you can I'm something without you. Like I can't be alone and expect to achieve everything alone. I should know that someone's help can help me to like the minds of different people to joining together can merge and make one great idea.